Hi, everybody. Dorothy here. Professional astrologer. You can find me right here, nhastrologer.com. Been a professional for decades. Today, I want to talk about the week of the 21st of September. We have the equinox, the fall equinox. So now we're shifting into the new season. I'm going to talk about the harmony and balance that we may or may not find in that. And then I'm going to talk about a pattern that is in the chart for the equinox, and it's called a yod, and it's between Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune. So I'm going to talk about that too. And a little bit about Mercury finishing up its very speedy trek through the sign of Libra. So those are the three categories I'm going to cover today, which encompasses the whole week of September 21st, all the way until the 27th. All right, let's get started. I have to tell you, for me, here in this northern hemisphere where I'm at, it's bittersweet. You know, I like the warm weather. But I mean, I do appreciate the beautiful fall, and I appreciate the colors and the coolness. I don't appreciate what comes after. It feels like we have 9 months of winter here in New Hampshire. And so, yeah, I hate to see it go, but it is what it is. Time moves on. So what are we going to work with now? So we have the equinox, Sun in Libra. This represents that, it represents balance and harmony, right? And we always think of that when it comes to Libra. But Libra is always striving to find that harmonious balance. But the way we're striving for that is through things being unbalanced, right? Having things unbalanced and divided and separated is as much about Libra as peace and harmony and balanced communication and balanced interaction. You don't have one without the other, just like we don't have the light without the dark, and vice versa. So I want us to focus on what that represents and what that means for the coming month. I mean, Mercury's already been in that sign. I'll talk about that in a minute. But once we get to this equinox and we're looking for that harmony and that balance, we can see how undivided we are. We are complete. I mean, the polarities of what's going on right now is just astounding. And we need to find a common ground more now than ever. And, of course, people have been saying that for generations, so it's nothing new, but you know where I'm coming from. I think you do. So find that within you, find that within your heart, find that within your personal environment, and what you feel, what steps can you take to creating a little bit of peace and harmony for you and your family. Mercury throughout the week as well is finishing up its trek in the sign of Libra. It will be done on Sunday, and on Sunday, it'll enter the sign of Scorpio. I'll talk more about that next week. But all of this week, Monday through all of Saturday, Mercury has been moving quick. He's only spent 22 days in Libra this time around. Next year, he'll be retrograde in this air sign. But right now, we've had an opportunity throughout this whole week, again, to reach out, to connect with people we need to connect with, because maybe we've let go of some of these people. Maybe we're able to find some common ground. This is how we can use Mercury in Libra as it's whizzing through it's whipping its way through those last few degrees of Libra. Reach out. Now, some people will use this energy and you finally realize it's like, I'm done communicating with this person, or I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to stop reaching out. Mercury throughout the week, it makes a square to Pluto. Jupiter, Saturn makes a square to all of these planets, right? Because it's in Libra, squares Capricorn. And so that means there can be some stresses and disharmony going on, trying to figure out how to connect with others that we've lost touch with or had disagreements with. It's also opposite Mars and Aries this week as well. So that means we have an opportunity to speak up for ourselves where we feel we want to. So with the sun entering Libra this week, and we can see all the things that are out of balance. Mercury finishing up the last few degrees of Libra this week. It's asking us to reach out, as difficult as it may be, to find that common ground and that balance for you. So it's going to be a personal trip for all of us because, you know, it's always a personal trip. This is a generalized forecast for everybody and what we'll all be engaging in our own personal ways. So those are those pieces for the Libra energies. Next, I want to talk about this configuration that we have in the equinox chart. It's throughout the whole week as well, and it's called a yod, and that has a lot to do with making adjustments and transformation. And let's get into that now. I'm going to share a chart with you on that one. Hold on. Let's find it. Hope I have it up. Yes, I do. Yay. All right, so here is the chart of the equinox. Now, there's a lot going on here, and this is really setting us up for the whole week. And just for those of you who are new to the channel, I have a membership platform on Patreon. It's membership based, and I do each week. I'll do a more intricate live interaction. This is always recorded, but a live interaction with the people that are on my Patreon group. So you can join me there. If you're on YouTube, the link is below. If you're watching this on my website, just find the button. And I also have this written out, this whole forecast, not verbatim, because I write that, gather my thoughts, post that on the website, and then I do this. And so you get a little bit different information each place, but you really get to read it. So join my newsletter and you will be able to, you'll be notified of when that comes out, or just go to nhastrologer.com right there and read the forecast. It's a nice little blog, once a week. So that's the commercial. Apologize. I have to tell you guys where to go to find me more. The thing that I find is really interesting here, let me see if I can find my pen. Yes, I can. It's this pattern right here. Let's see if I can do this. It's called a yod. You can see, hopefully I drew it in there good enough. It's called a yod, and it is an interaction between these guys this week and Venus up here and Neptune. All right. So it's called a yod, a little isosceles triangle. And again, you can see there's a ton of other stuff going on for this moment in time. So let me clear all my drawings and get rid of that. I didn't do it. We'll just leave the annotations up. Let's see if I really do want to clear the annotations. Eraser, clear all my drawings. There we go. Get my mouse back. I know, Zoom. Thanks for being patient. What do I want to do with this? So let's discuss this. We have Jupiter in Capricorn is now moving direct at this point in time. So Jupiter is ready to slowly, we say slowly because it's sitting still. It hasn't really moved much since it's gone direct, but it is going to slowly wants to start to rebuild what has been destructing since May, and it's retrograde in the middle of May. Pluto and Saturn also retrograded all in the same week, was that week of Mother's Day. So now that Jupiter's direct, it wants to slowly start to build some things. But at this point in time, it's coming to be in a direct aspect to Neptune. Now Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces has been there for years and years, right? So that is about, it's about intuition, and it's watery, and it's foggy, and it's unclear. This Jupiter, I'll talk about this next week when it gets exact, but a week after next, I think. This Jupiter-Neptune, as they're applying, sextile is creating a lot of unknowns, a lot of fog. The Neptune energy, the watery energy of Neptune in Pisces is going to slow down and water down what Jupiter in Capricorn wants to do. It is a sextile, so that usually means it's an easy aspect. But easy at what? We're easy at getting lost in dreamland. We're getting, not being able to focus, having a hard time focusing. Honestly, it's really pretty difficult to focus sometimes with this sextile going on. What's the truth? What isn't the truth? It's hard to see. There's blurry lines. This is why conspiracies have been building all year, and they're just, amplifying even more and more. It's not clear. Sort of some truths, but who really knows, right? Some people believe and some don't. So we'll just leave it at that. That's a very gray area, but that's Jupiter-Neptune sextile. This is part of the equinox chart, which means it's going to be a focus for a while. Now they're making that hard aspect, both of them, that quincunx up to Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo, in and of herself, is a very heart-centered, very passionate, very creative, very vivacious energy. She wants to share, she wants to love, she wants to really feel deeply with her heart. These energies of the quincunx make it difficult to do that, because the quincunx energies, and then they create, again, this pattern called the yod. It's just this tiny little skinny triangle, isosceles triangle, I believe. So what that does is that will slow that down. And all week, Venus is connecting to Jupiter, to Neptune, and later in the week, she connects to Pluto. So this goes on all week. We're going to be feeling, not everybody will feel this, but we'll feel a little frustrated that we're not able to feel what's going on in our heart, or open up our heart to love and to passion. We maybe are working on projects, some creative projects, some things that are beautiful, and just whatever is creative for you. We could be working on those things as well while Venus is in Leo. But these aspects slow things down. Here's the pattern of how we can use the quincunx aspect, especially the pattern of the yod. I'm a specialist at this. I have some in my personal chart. And so what we do with this is, if you're in a creative place, or any of those Leo things I just said, you want to express your feelings to somebody, you want to be more creative, take one step and one action. And when you take that one step in action, then just go, okay, good, I'm all done. I have to sit back and let it do its thing. And then we repeat that, because the energy of the yod is about focusing on a detail, taking action, and then allowing transformation to happen. But the only way that transformation can happen is if we get hands off. So if you're feeling stuck or in a project, or not able to express yourself passionately like you've been wanting to, take one step or one action, and then let it be what it is. We have to learn to trust and allow the universe to send back to us what we're putting out. And if we're feeling frustrated, we're going to continue to get more of that. And I get it. We have to catch ourselves sometimes so we don't get caught in that spiral of anger and frustration and all of those things. It's perfectly normal. If you feel it, you feel it. But catch yourself as soon as you can, so you can shift back to a higher vibration and a better feeling emotion. And so the yod is in the whole week, we have this chart going on. And again, the equinox, having it happen at the equinox, it will anchor that in a little bit. So we're going to have these feelings for a while. So take your time. And like I said, you take action, focus on a detail, take action, and then pause. I'm going to stop my share right now. Take that action, and then make that pause, and then see what the universe will supply you, what messages you receive back, right? And when you receive those messages back, then you're able to take the next step forward. And it's just baby steps. It's like, if we're going to try and bull our way through this, really like get in there and just push really hard, that won't work. So just take your time, baby steps. And again, hands off the wheel, so to speak, and we'll get through this just fine. I'm going to leave you with that. Please come to my website, astrologer.com. Always comment below. I really appreciate it. I know I'm a little late this week getting this one out. Yeah, life happens. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I am honored. And thank you once again for your support. Namaste.